Okay guys, so you saw the pictures of Diddy in prison and basically he's smiling, laughing even, and the guy looks like he's on vacation that he didn't pay for, not like someone who just started a long prison sentence. It's kinda weird, right? You would think that he'd look a little more concerned. But what if he knows something we don't? Because the story going around is so much wilder than just some happy photos. Rumors are flying that he's not just doing his time quietly. It's being said that he's walking around bragging to other inmates, telling them he has a secret plan to get out, and it's happening way sooner than anyone on the outside imagines. So what's the big secret behind that confident smile? Well, according to the gossip leaking from behind the prison walls, Diddy's got a master plan. He's supposedly walking around telling other inmates that he's not going to be there for long because he's got a golden ticket waiting for him. And that golden ticket is a presidential pardon from none other than Donald Trump. And reports from sources talking to TMZ claim he's so sure of it, he's even put a date on it. Early 2026, like 2, 3, 4 months from now. Now it's easy to laugh that off as just some ridiculous prison chatter, but there's the twist that makes you pause. Trump himself actually confirmed that Diddy's team had reached out to him about a potential pardon. He didn't give a straight answer, of course, but just the fact that the contact was made is enough to fuel the fire. And it seems Diddy is using that little spark to build a whole bonfire of hope inside. So get these, the rumors claim Diddy isn't just focused on his own escape plan, right? He's supposedly playing the part of a prison savior. The gossip is that he's going around to other inmates, making these grand promises that once his pardon comes through, he's not going to forget about them. He's allegedly telling them he'll use his money and influence to help them out too. Now, is this because he's suddenly had a change of heart? Or is this a much smarter play? Remember, it's been said he had a pretty scary run-in at his previous facility, a situation involving a knife that would make anyone nervous. So what better way to guarantee your safety than to make everyone believe you're their winning lottery ticket? He's not just making friends, he's building a human shield of loyalty, and all it costs him is a few big promises. But while Diddy is supposedly playing chess on the inside, his rumored plans have caused a major storm on the outside. Of course, a rumor this explosive, tying a disgraced hip-hop mogul to a president, was never going to stay locked up behind prison walls, and it didn't. The White House caught wind of all the chatter and they moved to shut it down hard. A spokesperson came out and publicly blasted the pardon story, basically calling the entire narrative like fake news. They made it crystal clear that Donald Trump is the only one who makes decisions on pardons, not some anonymous sources whispering stories from the inside of a federal prison. That very public smackdown was a direct shot at the credibility of the whole story, casting a massive shadow of doubt over everything Diddy was allegedly claiming. It was a classic he said, she said, except in this case, it was a prisoner's bragging versus an official White House statement. So this immediately begs the question, if the story is just a fantasy, then who is feeding it to the press and why? And this brings us to the biggest puzzle in this whole saga. How in the world is TMZ getting all of this information? Because everything that we know, everything that I'm talking about is from sources like TMZ. And it's one thing to get a tip, but this is a whole different level of access. Federal prisons aren't exactly known for being leaky. They somehow got their hands on those exclusive photos of Diddy on the inside, looking calm, relaxed and stuff like that, and that alone is incredibly rare. But now they are reporting on the specific private conversation he's supposedly having with other inmates. It's a steady stream of information that feels almost official, and this is not just a random guy with a grudge talking. The level of detail makes you wonder who is feeding them this narrative, and more importantly, why. Is it an inmate trying to make a quick buck, a staff member on the inside, or is the source much closer to Diddy himself? It all feels way too organized to just be a random coincidence. This mystery source naturally leads to an even bigger theory. So, if the pardon story is likely a bust, then what's really going on here? Well, let's consider another possibility. So, what if the source of all these leaks is Diddy's own team? Like, think about it. The man is completely silenced, locked away where he can't control his own image. He can't post online, he can't call up a reporter. So how do you fight a public relations war when you're off the battlefield? You find a way to get your story out, right? By leaking these tales of confidence, presidential pardons, and grand promises. His team paints a picture of a man who is still powerful, still connected, and completely unbothered. It's a genius move, really. It turns him from a desperate inmate into a master strategist playing a long game. And those smiling photos suddenly makes a lot more sense, don't they? And they are not just pictures, they are part of a performance. But while his team might be playing this media game, let's not forget the simple, boring truth of his situation. So for all the talk of secret plans and brilliant PR moves, let's ground ourselves for a second in the cold hard facts. Diddy is currently at Fort Dix, a low security federal prison in New Jersey, and he's not running the show. He is serving a 50-month sentence, right? And these are facts. He's still in prison, right? Of course, he's very, very desperate to get out. Now, on one side, we have the story of a man who seems completely unfazed by prison life. He's smiling, allegedly bragging about the presidential pardon and acting like he's still in complete control. On the other side, there's the harsh reality, like he's a convicted inmate serving a long sentence with an official release in 2028, I think May. Yeah, May. So is Diddy completely delusional, like lost in a fantasy to cope with his new life? Or is he a brilliant strategist playing a clever PR game from behind bars to shape his own narrative? The truth is, we don't know. But one thing is for certain. Diddy knows how to keep everyone talking. Guys, I'm Miko. Thank you so much for watching. Also consider subscribing to my channel. It really helps me out, and yeah, if you have any questions, make sure to ask them below, and I will see you in my next video. Until then, stay safe.